Welcome on the new Coach Dev Academy channel. I'm Corentin Guinez, driver for CMRC, and today we are here around the Hungaroring GP with the Porsche 708 GT4 for the week 10 of the Falcon Sports Car Series. As usual, first I'm gonna go with the outlap, and then we're gonna go together about the details about the combo, how to drive it basically. So yep, let's get started. Alright guys, so if we go for the lap around the Hungaroring with the Porsche, and here comes T1, just basically looking at the 100-meter board on the left side, and at the same time looking at the, we have a sort of, a bit of dust, I would say, on the track. So that's basically the thing I'm looking at to brake, because then in my opinion the 100-meter board is too far away from the what you're supposed to look. So yeah, just looking at the dust, and then a tiny bit before I'm going on the dust on the track, on the racing line. As you can see, just going on the brakes, EV braking zone, just trying to brake as straight as I can and apply as much brake as I can at the beginning. And then as you can see, turning in, raising the brakes, trying to make sure I can hit the apex. And then as you can see, even before I'm getting on the apex of the corner, just going back early on power to find the rotation. Otherwise I will just have a bit more on the steer if I was just staying all the way on the braking. So then on the exit, just trying to make sure I'm not running too wide. So basically I think the track limit is the should be the actual curb, so the red and white one. But yeah, I don't go too far on this curve, because I don't think it makes you gain any time, and then yeah, it's most likely going to be an off track. Then exit of T1, we move to the right side, then we approach the a quite tricky sector, even if it doesn't look like it's very tricky, but yeah, still. So for this one, just on the entry of the left one, just like look at the beginning of the curbing on the right side, and you just brake where the curb begins, and then you, at that time where you started to brake, you just start to turn a tiny bit to the left. So then just putting the car into the corner, basically just keeping a tiny bit of brake, like I'm keeping maybe half of the brakes, so maybe 50%, just trying to really making sure that I can slow down the car, but at the same time just trying to find the rotation. So that's why I'm not putting more braking actually. So as you can see, when I'm really getting into the corner, just releasing a little bit, then just trying to slow down the car, just trying to go a bit wide, so then I can really just basically like do a sort of switchback on the exit, so then I can really have the steering almost straight early on the exit. So as you can see, then I can really put from now the steering straight, so then I can go flat on power, just try to get as much momentum as I can, because the thing is that on the exit of this one you have to make sure you can stay at least in the middle of the track, because then if you are too wide on the exit you will really struggle with the right one, because it can be really sketchy. Like if you put too much steering angle and the fact that there is a dip after the curb, then you will most likely lose the car. So as you can see, putting the car to the left, and then I can make it easy flat out, going over the curb, and then just trying to make sure I'm not running too wide on this curbing. So just keep your right wheels on the curbing, and you should be all fine with the track limit. Then we will approach the trickiest sector of the track, like all of this sector with the first left, first kink, and then you have just behind the chicane. So then putting the car to the right side, then just looking at this curbing, gonna brake a tiny bit before that. So as you can see on the brakes, you can almost match the braking with the white line actually a bit before that. So as you can see then, like the white line disappear under the bonnet, then going on the brakes, running all of the curbing on the right side, then leaving the curb, releasing the brakes down to third, getting the curbing on the inside, as you can see, just going on on power, like before I'm crossing the curb. And then the idea on the exit is to make sure you can stay patient. So as you can see, I'm not yet on the on power, because I want to make sure I can really stay into the limit of the track, because then if you run too wide and you clip the edge of this curbing, you can see the green curbing on the outside, then you will most likely lose the car and spin to the left into the tire wall on the left side. So just make sure you can keep a bit of a margin. So as you can see, that was close actually. I run a little bit of the curbing. So as you can see, was actually really close. If I was 1 or 2 centimeter more to the right side, I would have crashed and spun the car. So when I tell you that you have to be gentle with this curbing, be gentle with this curbing, otherwise it doesn't forgive basically. So yeah, like that was fine, but if you do like maybe 5 centimeter more, you will crash. So yeah, just make sure you can stay into the limit for this one. As you can see, almost full power. I'm full power when I'm leaving the corner, but as you can see, I'm not really going on full power until I'm really going off this curbing. Then moving the car to the left, will drop to third. So when I'm basically seeing that the curb disappears, I will just go on the brakes. So as you can see, then going on the brakes, I'm going quite early into this one, because it's really easy to overshoot this one, and it's a tiny bit of camber, I think, and it's really easy to get the understeer as well. So yeah, I prefer to brake a bit early for this one, not braking too much, because then I want to really optimize the rotation. As you can see, I'm not really going into the corner early on. I'm just trying to go a tiny bit wide, and maybe staying in the middle of the track, but then I can really have a good exit, because then if I'm too deep on the inside, I will have to slow down much more than what I'm doing. And then also, if I go wide, then I'm not sure you really gain time at the end, because you will lose quite a lot of time on the entry. Even if you're gonna gain some time on the exit, it's not gonna be worth it in my opinion. So yeah, just as you can see on the brakes, putting the car in the first half of the track. Then I stay on the brakes tiny bit before I'm running the curbing, which gives you a bit of rotation. As you can see on power, just trying to manage the throttle to avoid any kind of wheel spin, and then I'm just trying to not exit too wide this one, because then it can be enough track if you are too greedy on the outside on the exit. As you can see, just putting the car in the middle of the white line. Then we approach this chicane. So basically, just looking at the curbing first. So as you can see, I will run the curbing, and then as soon as I'm on the curbing, going on the brakes, dropping to third, but I'm dropping to second as well into the chicane, but I'm just waiting that I'm going off the curbing to put second, because then if you put second in the middle of the like if you put second when you are leaving the curbing, your wheels, I think one of the rear wheels will be off the ground, so you will most likely just lock the rears and then you will lose control. So the thing there for me is to just drop to third at the beginning when I'm on the curbing, then I keep braking, just releasing the brakes, and then when I'm on the actual track and I'm off the curbing, I'm putting second. Because then if you just change the drop to second too quickly, you will most likely just lock the rears and lose control, like I said before. So yeah, just from now dropping to second, trying to slow down the car, trying to take as much curbing as I can, going on power even before I'm actually going on the first curbing. So as you can see, then just trying to put maybe half of the car on the curbing on this red and white curbing, using a little bit of the extra curb as well, and then just trying to really optimize the exit of this one. So that's why I'm running a bit more curve on the first one. So as you can see, then just need to switch the steering angle quickly to the left, just trying to not get too much curbing as well on this one, because then you can get on off track. So once again, as you can see, on power, trying to manage, then going fully on power to really get the rotation to the left. Then I'm releasing a tiny bit when I'm flying on the curb, and then I'm just going fully on power on the exit, choosing all of the track. The only thing for the exit of the chicane is to not go too wide on this part of the curbing, because then you can get an off track, if I remember from the setup session. So yeah, just make sure you're not turning too wide. So basically, I would just advise to yeah, just keep a bit of a margin with the grass, with the extra curb. So yeah. Then we approach the S's, tricky once again, just braking a little bit before I'm going past the sponsors on the right side. So as you can see, then just going on the brakes, putting the car into the corner. Not much braking inputs actually, because I'm not going that fast. So the idea there is just to slow down a little bit the car, but at the same time really optimize the rotation. As you can see, just a tiny bit before I'm going on the curbing, going on throttle, but in the very middle of the corner, just tapping a little bit the brakes to find the rotation. So as you can see, a little bit of throttle just before the corner, but I'm not even sure it was applied to the car. So basically, I think you could just stay on the brakes all the way, maybe just going a little bit less on the brakes instead of just tapping a little bit the throttle. But yeah, still you could hold the brakes. The idea there is to make sure you can really run all of or at least as much as you can. The extra curb on the inside gives you a bit of rotation, so it's really good actually. And just try to make sure that you can run it as long as you can, so then you can really stay tight on the exit of this one, of this left one. So then you can really optimize the speed into the right one. So as you can see, middle of the corner, going on power, just trying to make sure I'm not going too deep on power, because then I really want to stick to the left. So as you can see, then putting the car to the left, still with third gear, just braking basically when the curb on the right side begins. So as you can see, on the brakes, not that much brakes, just about finding the rotation. And basically into this one, you find most of the rotation with a throttle and the inside curb as well, which helps you a little bit with the rotation. So as you can see, going on power, running the curb on the inside, and then opening the steering, trying to make sure I'm not running too wide as well. So basically, as usual, stay with the right wheels on the red and white curbing, and then I'm putting the car to the right side, close to the middle of the track, up to fourth, and then getting the curbing on this left one. It's flat out, but just make sure that you can on the entry be in the middle of the track, or as much as you can on the right, because then if you are too deep on the left, you're gonna have to put more steering angle to the left, and then you will have some oversteer. So yep, just make sure you can really run to the right before the corner. Then on the exit of this one, running to the left, trying to make sure I can get as close as I can from this curbing, and then at the beginning of it, just going on the brakes, dropping to third, just braking like not that much into this one. I'm just braking until I'm reaching the beginning of this curbing on the right side. So as you can see, I will really release the brakes really early. So as you can see on the brakes, trying to find the rotation, and then I'm early on power to really keep the momentum, trying to find the rotation. It's really about to find the momentum into this corner. Then it's pretty much the same as the kink. I told you a few minutes before. Just try to make sure you are not really running the edge of this one. You can run a bit wide on the exit of this one actually. So you can run a little bit. You can at least have the left wheels away from this curbing. So yeah, the best is that if you feel that you're gonna run the edge of this one, just open the steering and run like maybe a little bit the on the rain cover actually, because then if you want to stay on the track just by using the green and you just basically run the edge, you will lose control. So the thing, like I said, is that if you are close, it's better to open the steering and get this and run the rain cover, even if it's the thing for this one to not get the off track is to stay as close as you can from the green part. But I think it's okay if you run like maybe the 30 or 50 centimeters to the left of the green one, but still just try to stay on the green. It's quite okay actually, so it won't make you lose any time. So as you can see, then just running the green stuff, and then we approach the last sector of the track. So from now, looking at the curbing, just going to brake a little bit before I'm going onto the curb, big braking zone, dropping to second for this one. As you can see, then going into the corner, raising the brakes just a tiny bit before going on the curbing, going back on power to find the rotation and find the momentum on the exit. Then just opening the steering, just trying to make sure I'm not running too wide so I can stay with the right wheels on the red and white curbing. And then I move to the right side. Then you have this bridge. After you got past the bridge, you can go on the brakes, and then as soon as you are on the very right side of the track, you can go on the brakes, turn to the left, drop to second, then on the apex. As you can see, then in the first half of in the middle of the first half of the corner, I'm just going early on power, because as you can see it goes uphill, so I really need to find the momentum. So as you can see, then just trying to match the power, trying to make sure I can stick to the inside, and then for the exit I'm just trying to make sure I stay tight all the way, so then I can really open the steering and get this curbing on the outside. So as you can see, steering open, getting the curbing on the right side, third gear, and I will stay with third all the way. So as you can see, a little bit before I'm basically going crossing the white line, going on the brakes, trying to all on the brakes, just trying to stay in the middle of the track, and then just before I'm getting past the tires in front of the pit entry, then just going on power, trying to find the rotation. Then I will just try to stick to the inside for the exit of the last corner, and then for the exit, just trying to run the curbing, and we are done for the lap around Hungaroring with the Porsche 708 GT4. Alright guys, so we're done for today. That was the weekend of the Vatican Sports Car Series around the Hungaroring GP and the Porsche 708 GT4. Don't forget to like and subscribe to the Coach Dave Academy channel and join the Discord server if you have any questions about everything we are making. And yeah, I see you for week 11. Bye bye.